are united. We only have one voice. Yeah. We are full of love. For not only we are immigrants, we love newcomers. That's not a problem. But we don't love the way they do it. Yeah.
How can someone blame such a diverse community for being racist? Like, I don't know. White is black, black is white. It's just like inventing a new language, like Orwellian a little bit.
Yeah, here you can see here almost 80 or 90% is immigrants. We are supporting for this campaign. So, yeah, we are not racist.
Look around. Look around. You want to talk about racism? Take a look. There's no racism here. We're looking for transparency.
We all have a heart. We all want everyone live in a lovely country, and we love Canada.
Alexa for Rebel News, reporting from Ottawa, more precisely Kanata, at 40 Earths Way. This location has been selected by the City of Ottawa as a proposed site to build one of their sprung shelters intended to house asylum seekers. The city has submitted a $106 million funding proposal to Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada to support the project. For now, only one shelter is planned, with the possibility of a second one in the future. The aim is reportedly to alleviate the significant strain on Ottawa's shelter system caused by the recent influx of asylum seekers. According to the city, 5 potential sites were considered for this project. One of them is Bar Haven, was excluded due to strong community opposition. As a result, Kanata and Nepean have been identified as prospective regions for these asylum shelters. The proposed location include 1645 Woodruff Avenue near the Nepean Sportsplex and the 40 Earths Way in Canada, where I am now. An online petition, which has gathered over 9,000 signatures, demonstrates the community understanding of the need for humanitarian support. However, residents have expressed valid concerns about the potential impacts of the safety and cohesion of the neighborhoods. With the recent election of Donald Trump in the United States and his promise to deport massively illegal immigrants, given there are over 11 million undocumented individuals in the U.S., fears of a potential surge in asylum seekers crossing into Canada are not unfounded. Today, concerned citizens have come together to voice their opposition to this imminent project.
And I came to Canada for freedom, for peace. I came here 7 years ago, and I did escape the oppression. I must say that I'm thankful to God that I'm here. And the injustice in the country, I escaped everything. But the main reason that I'm here today is not hatred. It's not to spread any misinformation. But I'm here to demand answers. I'm here to get the right answers to the questions that we all have. What exactly is a sprung shelter? Do we know? No. Do we know? Anyone here? No. What exactly is a sprung shelter? I'm here because I love Kanata. I love Ottawa. And I have some questions that perhaps all of us need answers to.
Why was it important for you to be here today?
So I'm here to support the people who are protesting this decision, because not everybody is aware what is the main agenda behind this, and we are living in this community and it's our right to know what is the main structure of how they're planning to implement this project. And so people are unaware and nobody knows what's going on, so we are here to know more about that.
We people help people.
Okay, thank you very much.
You know, we need united people, right? And the government, please, you go to the people, listen to the people, right? And then before you make any decision, This is listen to the people, right? And tell the truth. Let them instruct to you. You need to get people's public interest, right? This is democracy country.
To protect our community and protest people that are not supposed to be there. Close to schools, close to daycare, kindergarten, to protect our community and our area.
Because they made a decision without consulting any of us. We don't know why they made this decision. We have the right to know.
I don't want a tent in Canada or even in Ottawa. We don't want tents. They call it a sprung structure. It's not a sprung structure. It's a tent and it's not temporary. The email that we send to the councillors, they reply with non-answers, and they just say that you don't understand anything, but we do understand and we don't want tents here.
And we're here to prove to the city that our voices are united and that we need to follow the process. We need to ensure that we understand what's going to be happening in our community and the impact in our community.
My message is transparency. Nobody voted for this. We weren't asked any questions. You have to ask. We live here. This is our community. You have to do consultations. There's been no public consultations. Nobody asked us. You're forcing this on us.
We welcome to the refugee, but we hope we can know more information from the government, not just decision to us. We think we have the right to know, and we can make our choice.
Well, my big concern is increasing crime. It's a bunch of young males. They come here before they're even vetted. I mean, who knows what you're getting? And it's a very quiet residential neighborhood. A lot of old people, a lot of families with young children. That's the major concern. Safety, community safety.
We came here as an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. I have love and compassion to our fellow immigrants. And I supported immigrants by myself. I supported a refugee family along with our church members about 6 years ago. And that is a very humbling and fulfilling experience for me and for my wife and for my family to give back to society. And that's our personal choice, and it's our decision as citizens, okay? But this tent, it's a government decision without consulting our citizens. It's not our citizens' decision.
Yeah, I'm here today because I feel we brought in way too many newcomers that don't have a place to live. We don't have enough food on our own tables. We can barely afford rent or clothing. And now we're going to be putting up pop-up tents because the Liberals decided to bring in millions more people than the country can afford. It's inhumane, and it's disgusting that our federal Liberals would actually put us in this position.
Well, my view is less now about what the tent is, where they're going to put it, who's going to be in it, than the fact that the City of Ottawa process has been shrouded in secrecy, disrespectful to residents, and we have no assessment on why they chose the spaces. And I think before they start to build anything anywhere and bring people in, they have to start answering to the city and to the residents. And so I think right now they better come to the table with some information. And, at first I was really opposed because it's being shoved into my constituent space. And now I'm just extremely disappointed with the city and the National Capital Commission too, by the way. This is their land.
I don't agree to let in the country illegal immigrants. We don't know what's their background. We don't know where they're coming from. And we don't, our government don't have an idea. They crossing the border. They're not refugees. They can be one of the friends of Didi, and whatever. We don't want it. We don't want them here, not only in Kanata. That's what we should be all saying here. Kanata, my son learned in early of March. It's his safety, it's my safety, it's my parents' safety.
I am here because I oppose to this idea of building a structure without even asking the community. And the whole idea of building this structure, because I don't believe that it was following all the processes, democratic processes after all. Procedural processes.
Yeah, I just want to say, stop the secret decisions. And I would like to say, here we need a leader like Donald Trump and a good decision maker, because nowadays the country is going very bad situation. That's the only thing I want to say.
So the first thing that I'd like to know, who were the decision makers and when did they decide about implementing the sprung shelters? Do we know anything on this? No! Number two, what was the decision-making process? Did it include any public survey? No! Did any one of us fill out any public survey? No! I wanted to know if there was an analysis done on how the park and ride users will be affected. Did any one of us fill out any such survey or analysis? Did we read anything on this?
By looking at the situation right now, we feel like we don't have enough infrastructures, let's say healthcare, childcare, and if we don't have enough to give to other people, it's first of all, I feel like the authorities should make sure that we have enough resources itself.
What is your message to Mark Miller?
Consult people. You united your Canadians, the countries, right? If government, federal, when they make a decision, you get the public interest first.
We need to care to Canadian people first before we start care other people that come from different places and even illegally.
I think it's for safety. Yeah, we heard some very bad stories, maybe in Vancouver. That's mainly the main concern is the security.
Mark Miller, you're not doing a good job. You don't understand what's going on in Canada. You have no plan for defending our border, stopping this asylum-seeker. It's not just he's not doing a good job.
You know, as you look around this crowd, you're seeing a very diverse group of people. And we won't be gaslit or shut down because the city wants the conversation to become null and void. And I think that we want a democratic process. That's why we live in Canada. That's why so many people move to Canada, because we are a democratic country. The city has failed us.
I'm worried about safety. I've got young children. We don't know anything about these people. It's nothing about racism. We just need answers. And doing this, putting this onto us without asking us permission, it's terrible. It's not the right thing to do.
I think we should express what we think and let more people know about it, including the local people. Because for Canada, in history, this country was built up by immigrants. And we welcome immigrants from all over the world, but the government needs to protect the existing people and newcomers as well, and make sure everybody can live a good life.
Listen to the people. There was no consultation whatsoever.
So please, I ask the government to stop making secret decisions and stop blaming us for anti-immigrants.
Why we should pay for their lives here. My parents 5 years in Canada, okay? They live on we fund them ourselves. Government don't give money for anything, right? We cannot get them status up until now. These people coming, crossing illegally border, they're supposed to be in jail, okay? That's number one. Number two, they actually getting our money. It's, as far as I read, it's about $7,000 a month, okay? Their living costs, as they don't work, they don't do anything, and we actually fund them. Where it's gonna go, guys? Our Canadian citizens live on the streets. Our government don't care about them. They care about being good to everybody on our behalf, on our funds. I don't like it, I oppose it, but again, we do what we can.
So we have our veterans, we have our homeless in downtown, we have many people, Canadian people that we should support and help first.
My main concern is over inundating our local community centers, our doctors' offices, our hospitals, our shelters, and our food. We don't have enough to go around. That's the end of the story.
Look, I've been very critical of federal Liberals when I was immigration minister in Ontario. I was very critical of their treatment and handling of asylum seekers. We estimated at $200 million a year back in 2018. I'm sure it's much higher now. We don't seem to have, I think, a strong immigration refugee system, thanks to them. And I have no idea what the city of Ottawa is doing. In my 20 years in politics, this has been the most confusing, bizarre, lack of transparent process I've ever seen. And it's actually going to impact lots of people's lives. Not just the residents who live there, but the folks that are coming in. This is not a good start from the very beginning. And the city is really dividing our residents, unfortunately.
One needs just to look at the diversity of the community who gathered here today or during previous rallies a week ago. It's just, I don't know, like from all the backgrounds, racial backgrounds, color backgrounds, everything. How can someone blame such a diverse community for being racist? Like, I don't know, white is black, black is white. It's just like inventing a new language, like Orwellian a little bit.
Yeah, here you can see here almost 80 or 90% is immigrants. We are supporting for this campaign. So, yeah, we are not racist or nothing. But we want to say if we are taking some refugees, we need the proper security. Our community also, we need to save living here, our children and everywhere.
I mean, we don't know anything about the structure. We know that 150 men will be living in this structure. What does that mean for our community? Well, we've never had a discussion about what that means. And so I'm not going to speak for what ifs, but I can say that, you know, the citizens of this community have a right to understand what's happening. And I certainly would want to, I do want individuals to know that they have a right to share their voices, right? But we have a right to information, and that's what the city's failed.
Look around. Look around. You want to talk about racism? Take a look. There's no racism here. We're looking for transparency.
10 years ago, we immigrants into Canada, and the application process took us almost 2 years. And we provided a lot of information and waiting for the background check. At last, we came here, but we heard that currently a lot of people maybe came here without any check, including some criminals, maybe. And that's not the reason we came here. And we want the newcomers had the same background check, at least, with us.
It's absolute nonsense. Look at the people here. I don't see any racism.
I think labeling us as anti-immigrant is wrong. That's a lie to say that we are anti-immigrant. We are pro-immigrant. That's following a legal procedure. Okay, we need order. We need legal immigrants in this country. We want to make sure the asylum seekers here, okay, we embrace them if they follow the rules. But we are not sure what's happening right here. Nobody told us what's happening right here. Please tell us, give us some assurance and information, and we welcome newcomers, of course.
Mark Miller, my suggestion to him would be step down, resign today, because every policy you have put forward is just as dangerous and disruptive as that of Sean Fraser.
But you know, many of these people worked very hard to get here, and they crossed all the I's and dotted all the T's, and it was a process. And we don't know what that process is. We just really are protesting because there's been a void of information.
Do you have any concern regarding Donald Trump victory? Now he promised mass deportation. There is 11 million undocumented migrants living into the U.S. and we are probably facing an imminent asylum crisis. Do you have any concern about that?
Very concerned, because you know what? The first ones to come here are going to be the ones, the criminals. The first ones to be deported from the U.S. They're not going to be, family and children. They're going to be criminals. And where are they going to come? They're going to come here.
And we should be having deportations. There's people here that are coming in on student visas to turn around, drop out of their cooking class, and then claim refugee status. They're completely taken over. They're taken the wrong steps, and I feel like all the immigrants that have come into this country the right way are being taken advantage of for these ones that are coming in getting our handouts. It's wrong.
I have a concern that all this, with the win of Trump, many of these illegal immigrants will try to cross the border here because it's already passed through. And I have a big concern because like our country in a big problem, to say it in a very gentle words, right? Our government, our Prime Minister, I would call him right now if he will hear me. Please, Mr. Trudeau, step down, okay? It's time now, okay? We need to recover.
What they're done down there, there's a lot of illegal immigration down there, and we're not the dumping grounds.
That is, I think, the most disheartening thing about all of this is that as soon as anyone talks about immigration, we're leveled as racists. Nobody is against immigration. And as you can see from the background here, most of the people here are most likely immigrants in some form or fashion. The issue is not about immigrants. It's about excessive immigration. It's about bringing in too many refugees at too quick of a time period when you can't house, feed, clothe, or provide the services necessary to these individuals coming in. It's deplorable and it's inhumane.
We are united. We only have one voice. Yeah. We are full of love. For not only we are immigrants, we love newcomers. That's not a problem. But we don't love the way they do it. Yeah. They ruin the country. They ruin the process. They ruin our community. We are coming here full of love, full of enthusiasm because of we come because of this. The Remembrance Day, the soldier died for this. For what? Democracy. What's democracy?
Don't forget to go to netzeroimmigration.com. We have a petition to request our government to stop the mass immigration that is happening in Canada. Community has this one are struggling with resources and they cannot see more people coming in. Go over netzeroimmigration.com and sign the petition, but share it. And thank you for your support.